Oscar De La Hoya has just thrown Jake Paul under the bus after his recent fight with Mike Perry. Golden Boy has thrown a major punch at the internet sensation turned boxer. And the media? They're throwing haymakers right back. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, I'm sure you know what went down in the ring when Paul and Perry put on gloves over the weekend. The problem child picked up a classic knockout win, but instead of singing praise, the boxing community went off, including De La Hoya, who didn't hold back the least and exposed Paul's tactics. But let's break it down. What exactly did the Golden Boy say? And how did the media react? Keep watching to find out. De La Hoya didn't mince words. He expressed his disappointment with the direction the sport is heading, and he didn't shy away from pointing fingers. De La Hoya didn't just throw a casual jab, he launched a full-blown verbal uppercut. He called the entire Paul vs. Perry fight a clown show from the start. Why? Because according to the Golden Boy, it was a complete mismatch. Let's get real. When you see Paul standing next to Perry, it's like comparing a grizzly bear to a poodle. We're talking about a reported 30-pound weight difference. Paul walked into the ring looking like a middleweight, around 220 lbs, while Perry looked like he belonged in welterweight, topping out at 190 lbs at most. That's a huge advantage in a combat sport. Golden Boy claims it wasn't Paul's dazzling skills that sent Perry to dreamland in the first round. Remember when Jake made Perry kiss the canvas just 30 seconds into the bout? It wasn't some Mike Tyson-level punch that made the Platinum Princess remember his grandma. It was the sheer power that comes with being a much bigger dude. Don't get it twisted. Perry deserves props for lasting until the 6th round, but let's face it, he was fighting with one hand tied behind his back from the get-go. And De La Hoya isn't the only one cringing at Paul's victory lap. Since the win, Paul's been celebrating like he just dethroned Muhammad Ali. The boxing world is tired of the self-proclaimed champion act after these cherry-picked fights. De La Hoya sees this as another example of Paul prioritizing social media clout over genuine competition. It was, in De La Hoya's own words, a simple case of mismatched power, not a boxing masterpiece. And so, is Jake Paul just picking fights he knows he can win with overwhelming physical advantages? De La Hoya sure seems to think so. Love him or hate him, De La Hoya's comments have definitely thrown gasoline on the already burning debate surrounding Jake Paul's place in the boxing world. Of course, the media has reacted to this fiasco, and the boxing community seems to be in agreement with Oscar's 2 cents. Yeah, the entire boxing world is basically lining up to take shots at the problem child. It's like everyone's watching this slow-motion train wreck and can't look away. From legendary champs to your average boxing fan, the verdict is in. Mike Perry was no match for Jake Paul. It was like watching a grown man fight a kid. I mean, have you seen the size difference? It's crazy. People are calling it a complete mismatch, and honestly, it's hard to disagree. Now, don't get me wrong, I know Perry is a brawler. This man is no slouch. Mike's got a perfect record in the BKFC, where not only is he undefeated, but he's taken down some of the biggest names in the promotion. But hey, the BKFC and traditional boxing are 2 different stories, and while he can be at the top of one of them, he might struggle to reach the same heights in the other. One fan commented, "It was like watching a grown man fight a kid." Another said, "Jake Paul could have fought a fridge and won." Ouch. It's brutal, but it's the truth many are afraid to say. But it's not just about the size. The boxing world thinks this whole thing was a setup. Jake Paul's team is playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. They're trying to build him up as a legit contender before he jumps in the ring with a real heavyweight like Mike Tyson. But the boxing community ain't buying it. They see right through the smoke and mirrors. Renowned boxing analyst Teddy Atlas said it best, "This is all a big illusion." Yeah, that's right, Teddy Atlas called Jake Paul out. And he's not alone. Countless other boxing legends are shaking their heads at this whole thing. So while Jake Paul is basking in the glow of his victory, the rest of the boxing world is rolling their eyes. But it doesn't end here. Oh no, Jake's in deeper waters than the boxing world, labeling him a con man or a fake boxer. This guy is up against Mike Tyson, and if that doesn't send shivers down your spine, I don't know what will. Oscar De La Hoya also just warned Jake Paul of what's to come next. 'Cause Mike Tyson is the real deal. Oscar tweeted, "He's coming for you." Here's the thing. Our guy Jakey here believes that he can knock Iron Mike cold in the ring just because he was able to send Mike Perry crashing onto the canvas. The problem child is getting ahead of himself with this one, don't you think? Now let's talk about this Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight. On paper, it's a mega fight that's gonna sell like crazy. But let's be real. The boxing world is scratching their heads. Tyson is a legend, no doubt about it. He still packs a punch even at his age. But let's be honest, he's in his late 50s. What is Jake trying to prove here? If he beats Tyson, is he really going to get the respect he craves? Or is he just going to get labeled as a guy who picked on an old legend?
And Jake Paul trying to climb the ladder through Mike Tyson. It's not a good look for him.
Oscar's